Now let's talk about controllers. When you enable controllers, you are able to use the steering like this, and if you are using this one, this body controller, you can move the body and make it wobble. And if you switch into rotation mode or by pressing E on the keyboard, you'll be able to set it on drift. But there is one thing which you need to know. When you enable the controllers, and if we create the new level sequence, ls controllers, the values of the steering and drift which you have here and body pitch, they will not affect the sequencer. So if we change these values, it will not affect the sequencer. You won't be able to drift, pitch, or steer the car when you enable the controllers. If you disable controllers, then it will be working. The thing is how it works. So if you don't want in your car a lot of parameters like steering, pitch, and all of those things, if you don't want to add them and keyframe and animate them, there is a way to do that with controllers. So let's reset body pitch, drift and steering. And animate the car just with the transform track. So here we have the car, add transform track, and let's move it just going straight. Transform in the beginning, going here, and here it will be moved a little bit further, right? So that's going to be smooth acceleration, driving, and stopping to full stop. And if you would like to use the controller, first you need to enable the controllers. It will spawn two objects here. You need to select both of them, click on track, add current selection. And thing is with the controller, so if you add transform track for each of those controllers and you would like to change some parameters, you just need to enable this keyframe on the change and add first keyframe for each controller. And for example, I would like it to go here and then suddenly start drifting. So I just pick the controller, do the change, then I go here, or maybe even I would like to, make it that it will not go through the arc. So I just move our controller a little bit to the side, and it's keyframed, and you need only one track of the transform. And here I want it to go other way around and also lean it here, and it will go straight. And I have only two keyframes for the position of the controller, nothing more. So they are always disabled in the renders, so you don't need to worry. See how it goes. It's doing pretty good. And same with the steering, so I can just check the steering controller and make it look even more with this. Probably here, transform, but in this place I want it to move also more here, and it will create the keyframes automatically. And you only transform in one track instead of keying all of the parameters of the body pitch or body roll or drift, so you don't need to worry about that one. And you can just easily delete it and it will return to the first frame state of the car. Or if you'd like to make the braking animation, so here the car starts slowing down, I pick my body controller, move it front, so it will lean the car. So here we need to maintain the position first. Let's put the keyframe, and then it starts braking. I'll move it a little bit further. Then I'll move it further here, because it should be released, just like that. And that will give me the simple animation of the braking. But as I said, it will not affect Given here, I would like to move it a little bit higher here, like this. But as I said, it will not allow you to use the body pitch, steering, and drift controls during that period when you are using controllers. Even it can wobble a little bit when it stops. Here, there, and back to the normal position. Something like that. So see, it's looking pretty much real. Like that, just like that. So the controllers are easier way to animate body pitch and body transforms, including drifting. Instead of using tons of parameters, you are changing only transform track for each of the controllers. But don't forget that you need to disable them if you don't want them, if you don't want to use them anymore and would like to go with the steering, body, roll, pitch, and drifting.